I have here another weekly pickup video for you, and damn, there is a considerable amount to get through. Yeah, so I don't know. Let's take a look at what I got this week. So welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome to another weekly pickup video. Yes, so a horrendously busy week for pickups. Went to quite a few CEXs, Epsom, my local. We went to Northampton where there was two. Yeah, stuff through the post, this sort of a thing. So shall we just get into this pile of bits and bobs which are here in front of me? Let's do it. Let's jump in. So first up, these were in my local CEX, and I picked them up, and it was Foxy Brown, Pam Grier, from the late 70s, from Arrow, reversible art, booklet inside. Almost looks, they're brand new. They look brand new. Been well looked after, well cared for. So that's great. And then obviously Coffee, which again is Pam Grier, same director, very similar kind of a film, revenge sort of a film, you know. From that sort of blaxploitation era in America, and these are good films. Pam Grier was great in them. The early first two. I'm going to enjoy my rewatch of those. Then I went, when I was in Epsom, I went down to Epsom for a reason, and I picked up a few bits. So first off, I picked up the movie Chef. This was a blind buy. I've heard good things about it. All of the stickers, or most these stickers, are not Epsom stickers. Just they're the old stickers that I've got to get off with you know, with lighter fluid or something like that. Bloody nightmare. So Chef with Jon Favreau, directed by Jon Favreau, I believe. Yeah, which is meant to be a pretty good film. So looking forward to that. I picked up a documentary down there, which was Blackfish. The one about Tilikum, the killer whale, kept in SeaWorld in, is it Orlando? Or was it, yeah, I think it's Orlando. Anyway, this sort of tragic story. It really, SeaWorld doesn't come out in a very good light in this. Yeah, and I saw this documentary years ago, and they had it there, and I thought, you know what, I want to give that a rewatch. It was great. I want to. It's sad. It's a heartbreaking story. The killer whale, even though it killed people. And killer whales don't kill people in the wild. One in my local again, and I'll get back to Epsom, and that was King Arthur. King Arthur for £3. Someone was trading it in. I saw them trading it in, and I thought, okay, I'm going to come back next day for that, because it's a film that I've been sort of wanting to revisit for a long time. I've not seen it since it came out in was it 2005, I think. And yeah, and yeah, thusly this geezer was trading it in. I went on, I had a look how much they sell it for, and I went back the next day and grabbed it, because I passed by on my way home from work if I'm not driving into work. So that's King Arthur. Fantastic. Keira Knightley. Now, I picked up these three titles here. And these are volumes 1, volume 2 and volume 3 of the anime series Ruby. I've never seen this. This is complete blind buy. And what happened is that I watched and reviewed the new DC Justice League movie, Justice League and Ruby, Heroes and Huntsmen, or something, Superheroes and Huntsmen, and I was lost. I was lost as to what was going on in this film, because I had no idea of this property, of these characters or anything. So I felt like I was watching this film without having certain information at hand to enjoy it. Although what I did say in my review is that I quite like the animation style for the Ruby characters, not so much for the superhero characters. I enjoyed it looked like an interesting world, this, and thusly I've sourced these, yes. And I do have 4 and 5 on the way as well. very cheap on eBay. After that, they get expensive because I think we stopped getting them in this country or releasing them in this country, so they'd have to be imported. But I'll watch the first 5 volumes and I'll see. You know, I'm not a big fan of anime. I've got some anime titles, but you know, I'll give them a go when they intrigue me, and I saw enough to sort of warrant visiting these in that animated film. Yeah, that was my sort of takeaway from it. So we'll see how they play out. Then we come to, I'm just moving some bits about here. Oh, the bootleg for the week. I did get a bootleg of The Mandalorian season 3. Yeah, why not? Why not indeed? From Germany, we had a couple, and that is a man called Otto and Tom Hanks. Wonderful film. I loved it. Heartbreaking. I was in tears at the end. Great character moments. Great, you know, characters. The stuff between characters. Wonderful. It is a remake of a foreign film. I've not seen the original version, but we only got this released in this country on DVD. There was no Blu-ray release. So lastly, I imported from Germany. Thank you, Amazon Germany, for that one. And then this film here, Steelbook, Operation Fortune from Guy Ritchie, with Hugh Grant and Jason Statham, Aubrey Plaza, Josh Hartnett. And this was great. I really enjoyed this. I watched it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Sort of like spy caper, James Bond-esque, country hopping, and you know, different various locales. Beautifully looking. Hugh Grant was, you know, in this, he's on par with how he is in The Gentleman. That sort of a character he delivers. Really good, really good. I had a lot of fun with it. It ain't got none of the over-the-top action set pieces or anything like that, but you know, it's got some fighting and that sort of thing in it. But it's more story-driven in a sense. It's more character-driven, and yeah, it just really worked for me. It was a great film. Then we have another documentary, which is Living with Chucky. A big Child's Play fan. I love the films. I love the TV show. It's a franchise that I grew up on, a horror franchise that I always sort of was drawn to, primarily because of the character of Chucky. Now with horror, I'm very fussy. I'm very fussy with horror. I'm not a big horror fan. I find horror films to lack character, especially more the modern ones. I know you've got examples where there are great characters within horror films. That is true, but for the most part, I find that a lot of horror is made just for the shock value, for the killings, about the killings, and character comes second to all that. I don't mind horror when there's a bit of humour thrown into the mix. So for me, horror is like the Evil Dead franchise, or the Bruce Campbell side of it, which obviously had humour thrown into it after the first one. The Chucky franchise is very humorous with Chucky the Doll, and Chucky the Doll himself is a character as opposed to a masked killer like Jason or Mike Myers, where they've got no character to them whatsoever. Although I've got a soft spot for Jason. Freddy Krueger as well is another horror icon who is a character, and a bit of humour related to that character as well. So they work for me, and the Chucky franchise in turn works on that element. And yeah, and great, and fantastic that the entire series of Chucky's is headed by Don Mancini. So it's got his stamp all over it. Every single film, every, you know, the TV series, all very much intertwined story-wise and all this, as opposed to being separate beasts. Even halfway through a TV series, elements will come into play that link back to older films and this. And for that, it's really good. So this is a documentary about the impact of the Child's Play franchise and its longevity and all that sort of thing. So there's that. And then obviously we come to the bits that I picked up in Northampton yesterday. First being £2 for this a release of the Fantastic Four with the HMV exclusive slip for £2. I'm sure this slip sells for far more than that. Not that that's the reason I bought it. It's because I wanted the slip. I have the Electra one, and I'm questioning whether I actually have this slip or not. And I was in store saying, I'm not sure if I've got this or I've not got it. I'm not sure if it's this one I've got or the Silver Surfer one. I don't know. So thusly I bought it anyway and took the risk. And I can't find my other one for life. That's not the right comment. For love nor money can I find it. So anyway, yes, there we go. Although I've got the film, obviously, so the film is essentially a double. Yeah, it'll go in the double pile in that sense. And yeah, there we go. I picked up a DVD, and that is for a film called Inanimate, starring I forget his name now. Lance Henriksen. How could I not remember his name? Just having a look. But it's a deadly secret from space is about to come up for air. Spine chilling from the FX team that brought you Starship Troopers and Alien something. Was it Alien vs Predator? Still got stickers on, see. £1.50. I know it's going to be trash. I know it is, but it's set on the ice. It's about some alien monster or some genetic experiment by the Russians. So really it's my sort of film. If it was big budget, I'd be in the cinema watching it. This is going to be a cheap film. It's going to be crap. I'm going to watch it and I'll review it. It's going to be crap. Then I got a Steelbook for the Lego 2 movie. £2. Now this actually in CEX is £10, but they've actually labelled it up as just the standard Lego 2 release. And I've got Lego 2 on 4K. And I've always wanted the Steelbook, but I've never wanted to pay for the Steelbook. So at £2, I thought, okay, now I'm going to get that Steelbook, and I can swap out my 4K into the Steelbook. I've got Lego 1 on 4K and Steelbook. I don't know if the 4K is the Steelbook. I think it is. I don't know. Anyway, or I may have done the same thing with Lego 1. I can't remember. But anyway, so Lego 1 Steelbook, Lego 2 Steelbook, sorry. It is the 3D version. I ain't got the 3D disc because I gave the 3D disc to Matt in Peterborough, in Northampton when we were there, because Matt has 3D capability. He likes his 3D, so thusly it stood to reason that Matt, I'm going to get this Steelbook for myself. You can have the 3D disc. I mean, it's one of those cases in CEX where if I'd presented it at the counter and I said to them, oh, you know, can I have this please? And they said, oh, we can't find the discs. I'd be saying to them, that's fine, I'll give you £2 for the Steelbook. Because all I want is the Steelbook, because I've got the film. So, yes, one of those cases. Now that brings me to the last release. Like I said, there was a lot. Not a release, but a CEX pickup. And it is this here. Let's see if I can get that sticker off while I'm stood here. I'm going to have to clean it up. Left a bit of sticky residue. But it's this release of Batman. And it's a double dip. I've got Batman already. Obviously, I have. I've got the 4K of it. I ain't got the special edition releases. I didn't bother with those. But this here, you know, I know Matt's got this. He showed it in a video ages ago, and I've never seen it in person. They had it there on the shelf. It was £4. And it is sort of lovely sort of... see, I've got to get rid of that sticky there. It's a magnetic... sort of magnetises shut there and opens up like so. And it's obviously not card or anything like that. It's like plastic, heavy duty plastic. Then it opens up again like so. I sort of bought it for the thingy factor, the you know, uniqueness of it, because I haven't got any releases like this of anything, and I thought that's, you know, it's a nice sort of unique addition to add to the collection, even as a double dip. And it's a great film as well. So yeah, really nice, really nice. Pleased with that one. Unfortunately, Northampton didn't bring anything new or fresh to the collection. It's more sort of double dipping and sort of like, you know, bought one for a slip. Bought one because it was a nice addition of something I had, and I bought the other because it was £2 for the actual Steelbook of something I've already got without Steelbook. So I get £2, I get Steelbook. It's less than a cup of coffee in Costa or Starbucks. Yeah, so there we go. Those were the pickups, which were quite chunky, hefty, big, lot of pickups. I'd like to say it's going to quieten down soon. Never does. I'm going to need a bigger room. There we go. Here's AJ. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what your pickups for the week were in the comments down below. Let me know if any of these titles, you love them, you hate them. If you've got them, if there's something that you're interested in getting. Yeah, let's talk film down below. And I shall see you all later on the next one. Take care all. Goodbye.